and it was black and black.
To this day, one of the most insane things. Like, I was looking at every girl. I was like, "Do you have one? Do you have one?"
My
like,
11, 12-year-old mind thought it was a power up.
What?
Power up is insane. What is good, YouTube? Welcome back to a very special episode of Casual Takes, and I am here with Mr. Platform Flip-Flopper himself, Azid. What's good, bro?
What's good, Archie? It's a little chaotic with Archie in the building, but I respect it. Bro said platform flipper himself.
Hey, man. Hey, yo, to YouTube to TikTok to YouTube again, man. Hey, well, what you call that? I'd call that a flip-flopper. It is what it is, man. Hey.
I want you to know, bro, still my whole flop. I told him before recording, I said, you know what? How should you introduce me? I was like, you know what? Just spice it up. I said the exact same lines.
Hey, let's go, bro. Hey, man, we like keeping it interesting here, man. But man, if you guys don't know, I met Azid through the Flow podcast. Shout out to the guys, you know. And I've always wanted Azid on for sure, and that time is now. And I am excited because I do got a few questions.
Okay.
Plus, like, I want to get to know you a little bit better. First off, how did you start getting into anime and stuff? You know what I mean? Because everyone's story, like, because for me, it's a little different from everyone nowadays because I'm a little bit older than some of these newer anime fans. So I'm just curious, like, how'd you get into it, man?
Archie, how old are you actually? I never asked.
28.
Really?
Yeah.
Respect. Yeah. No, because I'm 22, and I'm not gonna lie, you look very more young than me, so I respect.
You know what they say, man. You know what they say.
Asian don't raise it.
Exactly. Yo, on some real. So what's funny is my wife. She used to be a high school teacher. Bruh, the freaking her coworkers be like, "Yo, where's your hall pass?" And she'll be like, "I work here." It'd be like hilarious, bro. I mean, like, dang, they think you a high schooler still. You my age though. That's kind of crazy. But
got you.
Anyways, how'd you get into anime, man? How'd you get into it?
So I got into anime kind of as a mistake. I was kind of one of those kids who like watched the Boondocks and American Dad when I wasn't supposed to be watching it on Toonami. Okay. And like this is back when Toonami used to literally be like from 11 p.m. to like 7 a.m.
Yes.
So one day I was watching the Boondocks because I just always watched it. And then I was like 9 or 10 years old. And then Toonami had this intro when it first starts the Toonami, like it goes away from Adult Swim. I didn't know what that was, but I thought it was so cool and fascinating. And then I saw it, and I think one of the first like official animes that they showed was like Fullmetal Alchemist and Bleach back to back. It was like a marathon. So I like watched it. I'm like, what is this? And this is what got me about Bleach. That kind of blew my 9 to 10-year-old mind.
All right.
So it's this opening in Bleach.
Yes.
It's an opening in Bleach during, I guess, the end, because it was the end of the Aizen arc, I guess you want to say.
Oh, you mean that opening? Oh,
yeah. Okay. And your TV changed, like it was like a TV part. Like during the opening, it gets smaller. So I thought my TV was messed up. I was like, God, am I supposed to be watching this? So, so the whole intro, I'm trying to fix the TV, like actually go up to it without like the controller. And like I was scared. I was like, what's happening? What is this? I've never seen anything like this. So I was kind of freaked out. But then the TV went back to normal after the intro came back. And I was like, I was like, huh? Like it was so different from any cartoon. Well, anime, but I'm saying like at that time when I was a child, I didn't know the difference. So I was like, what is this? This doesn't look like what I normally watch. So I was just so fascinated that every single Saturday I will always just sit in front of the TV, and then I stay like, hey mom, can I sleep in the living room tonight? I feel comfortable. So I would like get a big blanket, pretend while everybody else is asleep, turn off the TV, 30 minutes later, turn it right back on. 30 minutes later. I was there all night and then go to church the next day and still be.
Yeah, dude. Hey, that's real, bro. That's real. And also, dude, this is what I thought you were gonna say, because this happened to me and my brother when we first saw Bleach. It was the very first opening, so like the one with the spray paint and everything.
Oh,
yo, we thought we were losing our minds because it was in Japanese, but we never heard a Japanese like opening before. So we're like, what the fuck are they saying? I was like, what are they saying? I was like, what? And we thought we were losing our mind. I thought you were gonna say that, but I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. The where it statics and everything. Yeah, that makes sense. Damn. So you got into it through Toonami, thinking it was just regular cartoons. Yeah, sounds about right.
It was just so like my mind knew that it was different, but it couldn't process that.
Right.
So even after a while, like after like I stopped because I don't know what they did on Toonami. They just put Bleach off mid like Arankai arc. They didn't go to the next arc. They just stopped airing it. So now I just saw yeah, so like I only saw like a filler arc, but the opening was there. And so I didn't know what Bleach was. So I didn't officially like get into Bleach until like a year later or like months later.
But yeah, so you didn't get into Bleach till like months later.
Yeah, like I was watching anime I shouldn't have been watching at that time.
Oh yeah, because if you were watching Bleach around the time I think you were watching Bleach because it was airing on Toonami, yeah, you must have been hella young based on how old you were. Yeah,
I was like 9, 10-ish. I'm 22 now. Yeah.
Man, okay, so here's how. So that's the normal way people got into anime. This is me, right? Me, and my family being full immigrants and stuff, right? My great uncle, shout out to him. He had like old VHS tapes, like random ones, and it's like ones you record and stuff like that. So he had like handwritten stuff of like what the show is, and I was like, "What the hell is this? Dragon Ball?" I was like, "All right, put this in." All right, I put in Dragon Ball, bro. It still had the commercials in it because it was recorded. So I was like watching anime with commercials on, not thinking I could fast forward it. And I was like that. Like I'll never forget. It was Dragon Ball, the original Dragon Ball. That was like the first anime I watched. I didn't know what anime was. I was just like, this is weird. And then it was like Pokemon, then Yu-Gi-Oh, and then I had my great uncle had a VHS tape of the original Astro Boy, which was black and white, and I was like, what the hell is this?
Astro Boy?
OG Astro Boy, black and white. I was like, what is this? I was like, where's the color at? I had to call my uncle, and my uncle was like, yeah, I got that in like the 80s or something. I was like, oh, okay, all right, bro. Like that's insane, but it's so interesting to be hearing other people's like journey to anime because like, when did you start realizing like it was anime and not just cartoons?
I started realizing it. So I still was young. Like it was either a couple of months later or a year later.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like 10 or at least 10 and a half. One of that period. It was either 10 and a half or 11 for officially. Mm-hmm. And I think I realized it when I was just like, I don't know. Like, so I was exposed to anime even before that. I had Naruto video games, didn't know it was anime.
Oh, you had the video games. Like the ones on the Xbox, GameCube, PS2, those video games? Oh,
yes. So 360 era, because none of my family is gamers except me. I'm only like when I got into like playing video games, my first one was Assassin's Creed, but that's a whole different thing. But basically,
first one's Assassin's Creed. That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay.
To this day, one of the AC2, one of the best games of all time to me. One of the best
for sure.
But taken away from that, since I'm the only video game person in my family. When I was in middle school, my mom one time she was I ain't gonna I was spoiled because I was the youngest.
Okay.
Yeah, I ain't gonna like in middle school I was spoiled because I was her youngest son. So she was like, "Hey son, we're gonna go to GameStop, basically, and whatever game you want, because I know you've been talking about you want new games to play. Whatever game you want, you can get." So then I went to GameStop one day, and I don't know what it was about Naruto Ninja Storm 2, but the cover of it just looked amazing.
Yes, I remember that.
I looked at the cover and I was like, what is this? And I just had to pick it up. So I've been exposed to anime before I knew what anime was. But I just never knew I never got into it. Like my cousins would talk about Naruto, and when in the hood Naruto was popular, and then when they got older, they didn't care about it. So
I can see that.
I'm the youngest, even on my cousins. They're like 10 years older than me as well. And
I've
always been the youngest in that whole.
So that means I can be your cousin. That's crazy.
Yeah. But going back to what you said, basically, I officially knew what anime was, I believe, at 11 years old. And that's when my brother had like a tablet or iPad. iPad.
Okay.
And one day I just went to YouTube and I was typing up stuff. I don't know if I was typing up Bleach or if I typed up anime because like Toonami, the dude would talk about their anime shows. And I was like, what is anime? What is anime? So then I started looking it up. And this is when anime was on YouTube and you had to watch clips. So
I love that era so much.
Yeah,
I love that.
So all the rest of my middle school life, I would binge show after binge show. My second anime I ever watched officially, when I finally knew what anime was Girls Bravo.
Girls, dude, that takes me back. Girls Bravo takes me back. Yeah,
it was Girls Bravo because like it was it was like addiction. After I saw one, I said, I gotta keep going. I gotta keep going. I gotta keep going. Yes. And it was it opened up a world that I never knew existed. And I loved it. Ever since then, I always liked anime. I always loved it. I would watch any and everything. Didn't matter what it was. And that's what kind of got me into, H anime, because I didn't know what that was either.
Hey, man, you just thought it was the same thing. And then you're like, oh, wait.
I didn't have a concept of what they were doing adult-wise.
Uh-huh.
Because, for H anime, it was a little spicy. I thought they was like playing. So anytime they just did the scenes, I was like, okay, what is he doing? Oh, okay, he must be like getting a power or something. That's normal. So I watched the entirety of it and never knew what it was. And it was Bible Black. It was Bible Black.
Bruh, it was all you guys that knew, all you guys that saw Bible Black before. That is to this day, one of the most insane things you will ever. I didn't know, dude. Honest to God, I was thinking I was looking at every girl. I was like, "Do you have one? Do you have one?" Like, I was like, how do you just get one like that? What is this?
My 11, 12-year-old mind thought it was a power up, bro.
Dude, power up is insane. I mean, power up is insane.
I never had that talk. Like, to this day, my family has never had that talk with me, so I just learned it over a period of time.
I feel that for sure. You just end up learning on your own. You're like, man, do we have the same childhood or something? That's crazy. Hey man, you know what? Might as well have any look to all my Southeast Asians, bro. There were barely any of us, let's be honest. So we just gravitated towards whatever ethnic group was popping, and it's usually either black people or Mexican people. You either hung out with one of those. So it really was one of those things, man, where I'm like, hey man, that I know I'm not black, but that black person representing me right now, so I'm gonna just roll with it. You know what I mean?
We'll give you the honorary black card. You can say the N-word. You can say N-word 3 times in your life, and that's it.
Hey man, I know some black person watching. Like, no, we don't. No, we don't. I already know, bro. Hey, trust it. I'm not taking it. I'm gonna be honest. I'm
lying. Watch after this fly. He gonna be like, "What's good?"
Nah.
I'm playing.
Nah, you good, man. Hey, man.
But y'all gotta go back and look at his face lit up when I said
that. Dude, hey, you know what? Every time someone says, "Hey, man, you got the pass," I'll be like, "Yo, look, I appreciate the gesture, but I have to."
I thought I was special.
I gotta respectfully decline, bro. I gotta respect. You know what I'm saying? Hey, speaking of that, man. Speaking of that, like, everyone knows that anime somehow, some way made it to the black community hardcore, especially if you were into Dragon Ball, Naruto. Like, it's always Dragon Ball, Naruto, and then some had Bleach later down the line for sure. It was always those. Do you think there's some type of reason why your community kind of gravitated towards those type of shows, or do you think it's just by coincidence that you all just decided, hey, this is our thing? We're gonna take this to our own hands? Because I've always been curious about that. Like, why those shows?
I personally believe it's a mixture. So I do feel like for certain parts, it may be certain people identify with these characters. I do know there's a lot of guys more recently, since the internet is bigger than ever, at least on TikTok and YouTube. Some people say that was their motivation. Some people relate to certain characters as father figures, like Goku, seeing his son train, and then they wanted to be like him. So it's see the very best. A lot of people go with the motivation and themes more than I realized. Yeah, and I thought people didn't do it as much, but they got the message and they just ran with it for an entire part of their life. So I feel like if you are a black person who came from struggle, not saying I did or anything like that, but if you are somebody like that, I feel like you identify more with certain characteristics of these strong male characters. Because shonen, we call it a genre, but it's really just a demographic. And in the United States, it did its job. It resonated with a lot of young adults. So I feel like because of American culture, especially in most black communities, they're taught to not really show certain emotions. You got to always be strong, and you got to be better. Not saying better, but you have to be better than a certain group of people. So I think for the struggle part of black community, that's part of it. I feel like some people also, like me, they saw a new world of possibilities and they got into it. Maybe they left it early. Maybe they came back because it got more popular. I never left, but I always been this type of nerdy dude. I always wanted, but
I feel that.
And then third, I think some people just enjoy what they enjoy, and like they saw it as a cartoon and couldn't make that recognition or difference. Just the same way how some people to this day still love like Ben 10 or what is it, Camp Lazlo, SpongeBob. There's people to this day who still watch SpongeBob, but they won't be considered lame ever in their lifetime. And I'm not saying that's good or bad. So I think they just took it like that as well. They just saw like, oh, this is cool at the time, I'm gonna watch it. So I think those are the three different groups. And because now it's more big and celebrities are getting into it, and like maybe I can get back into it.
Oh, okay, bet. Yeah, for sure, man. Shout out Meg Thee Stallion, man. She really put it on for some people who never heard of anime before. I'm not gonna lie to you. And honest to God, people were questioning how much of an anime fan she is. But when she put on that Bruno Bucciarati freaking cosplay for JoJo's, I'm like, nah, you are not a normie fan if you watch JoJo's. I'm sorry, she one of us, bro. She one of us.
You in there.
You did in dude. If you just look up JoJo's scenes, that's not normal, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
The fact to watch, what is it, part 6, part 5, part 5. Yeah, she watched at least 100 episodes.
Oh, she in there too.
Yeah, she in there.
Yeah, she in there. And also, all right, so man, I feel like I had to ask you because everyone got a different answer. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay.
Is Piccolo black?
Yeah. Yeah.
What? May I ask how?
So I think so. I never realized this growing up because I never like you know that debate like all anime characters are white. I never got that right. But I like the anime characters. I never saw race. But when it comes to specific characters and the way they act, I guess like if I see somebody that's like purple, I'm not gonna think of any race, but I'm gonna be like, if I had to associate with a race, it's black. It's just like because I think it's like for most people, it's an outlier. I think because like when they show like an Indian person in an anime, and then they be like, yeah, that's a black character right there. When they're still Asian, they're Indian. But I think it's that for most people. I think that is that comparison. Like you see somebody that's an individual that is highlighted differently. Like Piccolo, they had a whole arc about just his people. Compared to like if you watch OG Dragon Ball, there's nobody that's like Piccolo.
None of them.
So I think it's just that comparison. When you see somebody that's different with a group of people, it makes it more for not really me, but for other people that's out there more noticeable. And I think that's why they always associate these characters as black. I think Piccolo black just because Piccolo is just cool. You can call him Asian, and I still wouldn't care, bro.
Well, we know he ain't white though. That's for sure. That's number one thing. I'll say this, man. I find it fascinating just because it's like you could just attach yourself to a character thinking he represent you. Like I did the same thing where I'm like, yo, man, Sweetie don't look Filipino, but hey, I'm gonna let her represent me, bro. Hey, she cool to me, you know. And you know, Japanese people always had like black representation in their anime. I feel like, you know, I mean, Yoruichi's black. Like, let's be honest. She like Killer Bee, he's black for sure. Like, they always like, and you know, not to get too like deep into it, but like, I think like black people, like no matter what, they're always going to be in trending series. You know what I mean? So it's like I just saw it as like, oh, dude, hey, they're always like trending. They're always like dope. They're trendsetters and everything like that. So it makes sense why they would be in anime too. So that's how I see it. You know,
I agree. Like I always felt like there's been some level of representation because like I did on TikTok and I brought it over to YouTube, like a Bleach fact series. And Yoruichi's name from the creator of Bleach is literally Black Cat. Like he wanted to like her change her name. So Yoruichi now is more of a translation of Black Cat, but he literally was going to make her actual name just like Black Cat overall. So like Yoruichi representing a black individual character, that was like official. I don't believe she's Indian because the way he just made that character directly. And like you guys look at his writing process for character names, Yoruichi, he wanted to name her Black Cat, but didn't want to see the backlash. But can I say something mildly controversial?
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I felt like as a black individual, and before y'all ask, is he mixed? No, I'm not. I'm just lighter.
He just lighter. That's
I gotta get this out of the way. A lot of people in the black community, we feel like we need more anime series or creators to make more black representation. I don't think we need to do that. Like I see a lot of black people in general. I'm not saying everybody does this because I feel like some people understand, but I feel like if we watching anime and these are from other countries, we shouldn't judge them for not, because some people get upset when they don't see a certain black character or they see certain black characters that look very similar, like have the same hairstyle. And I feel like we shouldn't, because one, that's their culture. Black people is very rare in general in Japan. So anytime we get that, I respect it. But do I think it's necessarily needed? No. I feel like that's something for their culture. Like AOT, if they added a black, they did add a black person. Cool.
They did.
Because they were showing other cultures. Like people in AOT aren't from Japanese. They will, except certain people like Mikasa. But like the whole world is basically like German, America, and all other countries. I feel like when you do that, you're like they're purposely trying to represent everybody, different people in the world. But when your show is very like simplistic, you don't have to do that. I don't feel like it's a necessity. I feel like unless you make your own series and you're a black individual and you feel like you need their representation, then make it, because now anybody can make an anime and manga series. They just
exactly.
What is it? Jump Tenzaku last year, the 100th celebration, and they had an international manga event where anybody can make a manga series and get accepted from like shonen creators. So if you want to create it, this is the best time to create it for yourself. But I don't feel like we necessarily need it 100%.
Right. Yeah. I was about to say, I was like, if you truly believe that there should be representation, go learn the business, make it yourself. Like that's the only way you can do it right. You know what I mean? That's why I highly appreciate movie. If I'm going to talk about movies, that's why I highly appreciate Everything Everywhere All at Once, because you could tell that's an Asian American, someone who is Asian American thought of that movie. Like they made that movie because they knew the little nuances of everything, man. Like I can only speak from my own culture, but it's like I feel like our culture is very just like, oh, this person is from this country going to this country, and it's like just a very like cartoonish way of representing how I am, because my family's not like that. My family is very Everything Everywhere All at Once, where it's like there's English and native languages being spoken of. There's the thing of like the parents never understanding the kid because the kid's like divided up into these, like, I'm both American and this culture, and I'm in this weird in between. Like there's always that disconnect and everything like that. So if you want something represented right, put the right people in to represent for you. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna make this short because I know I've been talking a lot, hot minute, and I know you got a lot of questions. So it's like what you just said, but it was also like growing up at first, like in some black communities, it was different because when you try to like bring a different culture into the community, people be like, no, you gotta keep what's black is black, and I respect it. I don't think that's depending on how you look at it, as a negative. But like when I was watching anime, like how you get judged. Like just recently, my dad actually just called me on the phone when I showed him like one of my newest anime videos. And it was like religion and anime together. It was like my journey with God and anime. I told him like the path I went on when I liked anime, and I told my dad about this story. And he watched the video and he said, "Son, I respect it because it made me realize that anime wasn't as bad as I thought it was for you growing up." Because he banned it like in the house. I didn't know. To this day, I don't know any of the generations of Pokemon because my dad just didn't like that in the house. So,
shit, yeah, I definitely understand that.
Yeah, so it was something that was always like a tight hold on. So he literally said, "I'm sorry that I made you go through that, and I wanted to make you safe. But watching your videos about it introduced me to it." So I feel like when it comes to stuff like that, it definitely, we got to respect other cultures as well. And if you want our culture or your culture more emphasized, then I feel like you have to be the one to make that change, not make other people feel like that from their own country's perspective. I feel like that's selfish.
Damn, man. Yeah, that's so interesting. You missed the entire like Pokemon craze then. That is insane to me, bro. Like for me at least, like I'm gonna just talk about my experience now about Pokemon, because man, I'm like Mr. Pokemon around here. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like, honestly, my wife is sick of it. I'm not gonna lie to you. She is sick of me, bro. She caught me like I was at a food festival waiting in line for food. She caught me like playing, like I downloaded the app to play Pokemon games on your phone, and she's like, "Are you serious right now?" And I'll be like, "We're waiting in line. What you mean?" And she's like, "Put that away, right? We're out in public." I'm like, "All right." But yeah, man, that dude, you need to, man. I feel like I gotta put you on some Pokemon now, bro, because I'm not gonna lie to you, that when this wouldn't have hit you because you didn't grow up with it, but when Ash finally became a Pokemon master, bro, I was in tears. I'm not gonna lie to you. In anime, bro, like that moment where Ash literally like held up the trophy and won the Masters 8, becoming technically the Pokemon Master. I was like, yo, I cried. Bro. I cried, bro, because this isn't 28-year-old me, crying. This is 5-year-old me crying. Like he did it, man. He did it, bro. He actually did it. Like that's just me, man. Hey, I know, kind of cringe, but hey, man.
No, I respect it. I respect it. I heard from a lot of people who love Pokemon. That was like the highlight of their life recently.
Bro, I rewatched it, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I rewatched it again when the English dub came out. When the English dub came out, bro, I was like, I'm gonna rewatch the entire tournament in English just to have the original voicing again, bro. Like,
I respect it.
Oh man, hey, enough about me though. Let's get back to the questions because we kind of went in on there.
Yeah,
nah, you good, man. You're good. This is the main thing I really wanted to talk to you about because I found it very interesting because you made a video about like what you said again about your journey being an anime fan and being Christian and everything. Like this is your chance to go more into depth of it because it was like a 7-8 minute video.
Yeah.
How hard was it really trying to balance being like, having this belief system like of God and everything, yet you're watching anime which has like a bunch of like, let's be honest, some demonic shit in there, bro.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, yeah, like how difficult was it balancing that and like, how did you rationalize it in your head and everything?
Golly, or whoever just texted me this crazy. If I'm being honest, I respect it because I told my mom that I like anime recent. Like the second I knew what anime was, and like around 11, 12 years old, I told my mom instantly. I was like, hey mom, I really like anime. And I don't know how I felt at the time, but she was like, okay. She was like, if that's something you want to dive into, I believe you're smart enough to understand what you like. I was so surprised as a 12-year-old, but she accepted it instantly. Oh, my dad, I kept that for years. I didn't tell my dad I liked anime until I was a senior, like 2020.
Oh shoot!
Okay. Yeah, I was a senior in high school. I think I didn't. Yeah, it was either the end of my junior year or I was a senior. I never told my dad I liked anime. Wow. I didn't. Yeah, I don't think I told him that because I was afraid that he would look at me. I was afraid that he would try to lecture me in a certain way, and I feel like he wouldn't understand because he doesn't know anything about it. But I do want to give out a shout out to all parents, just because anybody that's like my age or younger, and because I'm 22, and your parents lecture you, that doesn't mean necessarily you are right or wrong. They want to protect you. So sometimes you may be right, sometimes you may be wrong. You guys got to actually have that talk, even if it's uncomfortable. But it took me like 2 years to watch High School DxD and stuff like that. I mean, I know that's a big transition, but
I just say no one was forcing you to watch it. I'm just gonna be like, no,
like I said, it was on YouTube, and I was like, all right, this is a new series. So when I got to high school, that was when I first watched it because like I'm like moving on, but like series that had angels and demons, I was very critical, and I knew High School DxD kind of quote unquote. I didn't know about it, but I heard that it kind of quote unquote from my anime buddies in high school that I first met. Like these are the first people who actually said they like anime. It kind of somewhat glorified like devils in some way. And I didn't know how to feel about that. And still to this day, I think High School DxD is a good anime series. Will I tell a Christian person to watch it? No. Not necessarily. I would say if you do watch it at your own discretion. There's certain series that until older, it took me a second, like, oh, that's a no-no. I can't watch this still. But I do feel like you gotta tie into it a little bit. I had to mute my mic.
No, you're good.
So I would say explore certain things, but be careful because there's demonic stuff in everything.
Yeah.
So be careful what you do go into, but mainly like exploring Christianity and anime. I feel like there's good things in it because what a lot of people didn't know, and I was researching this for videos, there's biblical anime.
There's look into that.
Yeah, there's an anime called what is it? My Bible Stories, I believe. Like I posted some videos on YouTube on like some YouTube shorts, and like there was stuff that promoted like Moses and the Red Sea, Adam and Eve. There's a comedy show animated I haven't watched about like Buddha and Jesus being best friends.
I heard of that.
I haven't watched it, so I don't know if it's making fun or a mockery of God. But I feel like as you're on your journey as a Christian person, even if you're not a Christian and you only have a spiritual connection with God, I feel like God will speak to you and connect with you to what is and is not good. You will feel it in your spirit, or he'll speak to you, and you will know that this is just a no. So everybody's journey, I will say, differs from each other, but I feel like you have that true connection. No matter what it is, you're gonna know if you can or not watch this show. You're just gonna feel it in your spirit, and you're gonna be like, I can't watch that. So that's how I personally feel about that when it comes to watching anime. Telling family members, it was a little different with my dad. Like I said, it's 2020, I was a senior. But like I said, the most recent thing that actually shocked me was that he respected my decision. And he said, I can see that God is speaking to you with your anime stuff. So he said, most people aren't like this, but I hope you keep going. So it differs. I hope that answered the question. I'm sorry.
No, it does in some way. Definitely. I definitely see what you mean. Like everything's new, nothing's black and white. Like everything's super nuanced and everything. You know what I mean? I don't know if you know this, but I'll try to give a little bit more perspective. I also grew up Christian too. Yeah. I remember we had some people that were missionaries and stuff in our church and everything, and they told me that when they're training you, only the best of the best get to go to Japan, because they I don't know if it's just specific groups or if it's just a generalization thing, but they said like they view people who believe in God as having a mental illness over there. Like it's really hardcore. Like they so it's like that's why like when they use angels and demons and stuff in anime, it's so like loose to them because they don't even believe it. They're just like, you know, it is what it is, whatever. We're just gonna, you know, like I think pretty much I want to say like the majority of Japanese people are atheists, like for the most part. Like even if they're Buddhist, they don't really believe in anything. So it's like so if I could just give you like a little perspective on that, on why it's kind of crazy how they utilize different things, man.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Trying to be a good Christian and watching anime is kind of it's hard to navigate. I'm not gonna lie to you, because it's a lot of like you're gonna have to justify like, all right, this dude got demon powers, but you know, it's not something I mess with like that. You know what I mean?
I think it's also about the themes as well. Like I can get a whole thing about the music industry being demonic or not being demonic. That's a whole different story. But
dude,
but like there's a difference as well. Like, is they promoting the devil himself and promoting like all the things that's against God, or are the themes like righteous themes? Like I said earlier, you're gonna feel it in your spirit regardless. Like I seen High School DxD, some people will call me a hypocrite, some people won't call me a hypocrite. It all depends on the person and their journey and how connected they are. But it also depends on the themes of what they're trying to promote. Are they trying to promote you worldly things that's stepping away from him? Or are they trying to like promote it where there's a different perspective? And I can understand if it's a different perspective, there's a whole difference with it. But if it's like a promotion of evil deeds, that's the whole different story in itself. And also I found out recently, like studying, like reading my Bible, I found out there's like 1.1 million Christians in Japan now. Like they've been growing in number recently.
Oh shit! I actually didn't know how much they were growing over there. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, it's this Christian group, and they've been promoting God, and I've been seeing more people in Japan, and so they've been trying to get more people. So I was shocked when I realized there's 1 million people in Japan that's like that. I'm like, okay.
Hey man, I believe it. The information I got was like from a decade ago, so I don't know how much. I don't know how much they've grown in the past like 10 years. So hey, shout out to that, man. Shout out to that. And just like you said, it depends on how it's being utilized in anime, because like, you know, in One Piece they have devil fruits, but it's not like you know, it's just a name. Like they're not really promoting like the devil or hell or anything like that. It's just like, oh, they just use this to get powers, bro. Like that's kind of it. You know what I mean? I definitely feel you on that. What anime would you recommend someone who's trying to get into anime but is also like very deep into their like beliefs as a Christian?
I would definitely recommend either like a comedy series or even a drama series. I feel like anything that's slice of life narrative, I feel like they can relate to it in their daily life. If they're a teenager, I definitely say Snafu, My Teenage Comedy Romance.
Oh, okay.
If you're a teenager, I'm giving you that one because I know a lot of teenagers, they deal with depression. I dealt with depression. I say that one because I feel like a lot of young people who spiritually are going back and forth with certain things, I feel like they can understand the main character more and relate to like the dark times that he goes through until he like gets more and more happier as the series go on and try to change his life a little bit. So My Teenage Comedy Romance, not just because like I think it's a Christian anime. I think, I'm not saying it's not, but saying I feel like a lot of young people can relate to that and they can enjoy it for what it is in a daily life anime. If you like action,
Mm-hmm.
no. Actually, if you like comedy, then I definitely gotta say, you know what? I take it back. This gonna sound crazy, but if you like action, Don Machi.
Okay, and I've explained.
Okay, so the reason why I say Don Machi, if you like action, is because Belle is just a wholesome kid, basically. Like
Belle is surrounded by
gods and goddesses.
Yeah.
The reason why I would say that is because like I will promote that one because I know it's weird for somebody who's like Christian to like anime, but they don't force their belief system on you at all. Right. And they and it's a fantasy anime. So they're not saying, hey, you need to do this in real life. They're trying to give you a different world perspective of how certain people saw this in a different culture. Like this is not even Japanese culture with like, this is like mythical stuff, like stuff you'll read in a fairy tale. So yeah, I feel like it has a mixture of everything. I feel like the later seasons, like season 4, it goes into like a more darker path and showing what it means to be a hero. The earlier seasons is just showing what it means to be a good person and a good adventurer in this world. And some of the struggles that Bill's trying to do as just being a normal everyday kid, trying to be the best that he can be. So I feel like that there's no negative themes. The only one you can make it is the mythical thing. But people, I know that's Christian, read mythical stories and things of that nature. So I don't think that's a bad thing. So that's why I say action, I think is really good, actually, the more the series progresses. And then just comedy. Sakamoto Desuka is just a funny show. It's just funny. It's just literally funny for no reason.
Okay.
Have you ever seen Sakamoto?
No, I haven't actually. Okay. I need to get on that for sure. I heard good things about it.
Yeah.
Like I have I've heard through the grapevines, a couple of my friends have seen it. I just haven't seen it yet, but I'll definitely keep that in mind for sure. If I could counter a little bit of like what people that like action should watch that are, in their Christianity beliefs, I think Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood low key is like a good one because it deals with when you mess with things you don't understand.
That's true.
You have crazy consequences when it comes to that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, why are you trying to play God? And like now look what happened. Your brother lost his body. You lost your leg and arm and everything. You tried to play God, and now these are your consequences. You know what I mean? And I think it also teaches like sacrifice of like if you truly want something, it takes a lot of sacrifice for you to get that. You've seen Fullmetal Alchemist.
Yeah. Both of them.
Yeah. So it's like, yo, you want your brother's body back that bad? Give this up. You know what I mean? So I think that's I think it's a very good low key.
I think it's good. I think some people may be afraid off of the first episode alone, though.
Dude, okay.
I think some people may be afraid. I think that's good. I think that's actually good, though.
That first episode is kind of wild. If you never so you're like, oh shoot, what just happened?
As a kid, it did freak me out for a second. I'm not gonna
lie. Oh man, I think you can call it coping, I guess, for on my end, but I kind of just separate anime and my beliefs. I guess you could say like I just see this as like entertainment. I don't take it seriously. I don't take anything from it. You know what I mean? Like this doesn't define me. It's just what I like to watch for entertainment or read for entertainment. And like my beliefs are kind of like my own separate thing. Do you think like that's a good way to look at it, or do you think like people should be more mindful of what they're watching?
So this is the honest answer because I never had to think about that for other people. But but for myself specifically, so I watch pretty much everything that's out there. There's certain shows that's off the table, but just to answer your question, I feel like people should be mindful of it, and not so mindful where like it's controlling your life because it is part of your life. I think you should be mindful in the sense that is this show that's really going to resonate with you? Is this something that's going to like uplift your spirit or downplay it? And if you know that it's wrong, then I feel like you shouldn't watch that specific show because there's billions of anime that's out there. Anime getting made every season. So
a lot. Yeah.
So if you want something that resonates with you, I feel like you can find it without hurting your spirit internally. That's how I personally view it. If you know this show is going to like make you feel some type of way, maybe deep down make you uncomfortable, maybe separate your connection with God or whatever you personally believe in. I'm not going to force my belief. But if you feel like it may hurt you in some way and not better your life, then I feel like you should just skip out on that one in particular. Yeah, because there's billions of anime. There's lighthearted anime. There's dark anime. And just because something may be a gory or dark series doesn't mean it's instantly evil. I wanted to make that known because there's a lot of lessons you can learn from like quote unquote bad characters, like from Monster. Like there's a lot of life lessons you can learn.
Dude, Monster's one of those where literally like you could take a lot out of it. Of like just because you do something good doesn't mean like you're gonna get rewarded for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so
like
that's what I'm saying. Like those lessons.
Yeah, man. I truly believe like do something good because you think it's good, not because you're gonna get something out of it. You know what I mean? Granted, Monster took it to the extreme. That is the definition of you did something good and it just like fires back at you. So I'm like, yo, but yeah, definitely understand what you're saying for sure. All right. I want to get into something a little bit more lighthearted. And are you watching any anime or any new anime recently? Like, have you been tapped into like seasonal stuff or like what you've been watching?
Not yet. I do have some series that I want to start and then upload to like Patreon for people. Yeah. But the only like what's on my radar? I'm just gonna say what's on my radar. Go Dead Ranger or Death Ranger.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Go Loser Ranger. I actually just watched the newest episode before starting this.
Okay.
The first 3 episodes. Okay, in my opinion, if you don't like it after episode 3, drop it. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I think the 3 episode rule works for Go Loser Ranger.
Okay, so yeah, that's on my radar. I might actually get into the Spice and Wolf remake because I never watched Spice and Wolf. I know this is like an OG anime. Yeah, but it is. Spice and Wolf remake, I might watch and then try to go back to season 1. I also believe Slime, one of the best isekais to me. I gotta watch that. Mushoku Tensei / Jobs Dream Ganesh. I gotta watch the next part. I know.
Yeah, of course.
Some people may hate me for that one, but I gotta be honest. I like Mushoku Tensei.
It's fire, bro. I don't care what anyone says. It's fire.
I'm gonna be honest with it. It's one of the best like isekai anime made. Like they dive into all the answers you kind of want, and I think ReZero is coming back right now.
I feel like it's next season.
Yeah,
I do remember. What is it? ReZero said they were coming back soon. I want to say that's like next season or something. But yeah, I definitely see that. What's up?
And then outside of that, I'm going back to like Charlotte, like Shinibio season 2 because I didn't watch season 2. I only watched season 1.
Man, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Season 2 is nothing compared to season 1. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna be honest, man. Season 2 did not feel as good as season 1. All right, I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'm gonna put it to the test. But those are the series that I still got to finish all the level of season 1. I got 2 episodes left. I've been busy, bro.
No, I feel that. That's real for sure. If I could put you on to a couple other things, all right? Because I'm pretty tapped into like what's new and what people are watching. There's this new anime called Windbreaker.
Yeah, that's
out right now.
Yeah, that's also got to be my thing. My bad.
This is what I wish Tokyo Revengers was. I'm not gonna lie to you. If Tokyo Revengers could do a redo, like because it had so much potential, bro, Windbreaker is that anime for sure, man.
Okay.
And you know what? First of all, man, who the fuck made the idea to make Tokyo Revengers based in middle school, bro? Ain't no way those guys are 11, 12 years old. Ain't no way. Windbreaker, it's in high school, makes more sense, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
So, no, there was a series that I used to be afraid of to watch because it has the name Beelzebub, and I got my friend to watch it, and he was like, he's also a Christian person. He was like, can't watch it because of the name. I feel like no series does delinquents better than Beelzebub. No series to this day.
I actually never watched it.
Beelzebub from the beginning is just straight delinquents, male and female. It doesn't, and then they just throw demons in the mix for some reason.
Okay.
It's just straight. It's literally the most delinquent show that's out there outside of like some of the 90s ones.
Oh, okay, bad. All right. If I could put you on to a super chill, like vibey anime, man, Bartender. Bartender is super chill. Like it. So what's funny is that I really like this anime Bartender because I watched the OVA years ago where it was just a one-shot, one episode thing. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was really good, and I was so mad when they didn't make it into like a full-blown anime. Now they made it into a full-blown anime, and it's all like vibes, bro. It's like take Food Wars without the etchiness and raunchiness of it. Like it's super like chill.
Respect.
You know what I mean? Yeah, and low key, I'm thinking about making some of these drinks too, because I'm like, yo, this dude, he might be onto something. I might try to mix that myself. We'll see. Other than that, there's this new Netflix show, the Netflix anime that came out. It's called the Grimm Variations. So, it's only 6 episodes, and so it's based off of the Grimm stories. The Grimm stories are the stories that Grimm himself, I can't remember his like first name, but yeah, Grimm himself like created their classics like I think Little Red Riding Hood, Cinderella, I think. So stuff like that. He made Hansel and Gretel for sure. Hansel and Gretel for sure he made. Those like little like fairy tale type stuff. So but the anime puts a twist on it and is like, I'm gonna make it dark. like kind of, so it's like, all right, I'm gonna check it out. I haven't seen it yet. I've heard very mixed things about it, but I'm like, yo, if this is meant for a Western audience like us, hey man, I'm gonna just check it out, bro. Apparently each episode is a different story, so we'll see what happens.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's kind of all I got for the anime going on right now. If there's anything else you want to talk about Persona 3, because dude, you've been grinding Persona 3, dude. Honest to God, you ended up getting ahead of me because life happens.
I don't know how.
Life happens, man. I don't know what to tell you. You ended up getting ahead of me in Persona 3, so I was like, all right, bro.
I don't know how I got it. I did one stream and I said, you know what? Let's do everything in one stream.
Let me tell freaking you JRPG makers, bro. Stop making your video games so fucking long, man. Like, I'm just like, dude, some guys don't have that time, bro. Make it 20 hours max, man. Try that. Try making it
20 hours for a JRPG. That story gonna be compressed. That story gonna be so compressed.
Bruh, I'm like 50 hours in and I'm like, dude, what's the end in this, man? I want to like. And it's like, I want to know the, no, maybe 50 hours is exaggerating. I want to say 40 hours, something like that. So, I'm just like, dude, I want to know the story, but I don't want to look up spoilers, bro. I want to play through this, but it's like, this is so long, man. I don't know.
I feel you.
Yeah. How are you? You said Persona 3 is your first, like, JRPG, right? Or no?
It was, I think it's Persona 5. Yeah. Japanese.
Oh, you played Persona 5 first. Okay.
I don't know if it was my first one, but I think it was the first turn-based one.
Okay.
Because I played some of the Final Fantasies. Yeah. It was
Final Fantasy had some turn-based, but like I don't know when they stopped that.
It was like 15. I played. It was the first JRPG.
Then yeah, 15 was not that. Yeah, 15. Yeah. That was when they added like action stuff in it. Yeah, okay, yeah. I can see that for sure. Like imagine like the old Final Fantasies were basically Persona, except you didn't go to school. Like that's pretty much what Final Fantasy was back then. But yeah, man, Persona 5 was your first Persona. That's a lot of people's first Persona because me personally, I played Persona 4 first. That's still my favorite.
You older than me. That makes sense, though. No offense. You look younger than me, but didn't 4 come out like 09? So like, it makes sense.
You know that. Man, dude, I'm gonna tell you this, man. Persona 4 was like a huge deal because I think that was the first time that was the first time a video game truly challenged me for real. Because I was like, yo, I thought this was gonna be like Final Fantasy where they had like the book of how you beat the game and stuff like that, or like Pokemon where it's like, you know, all you need to know like the typing and stuff like that. I didn't know you were supposed to talk to people to get connections and stuff at first. So I was screwed. Like I had no connections. I had like
you had to go right back to the beginning.
I had to. You know what happened? I quit and I played Persona 4 Golden and was like, all right, restart. Persona 4 Golden. Let's just restart this thing. Let's move on to a new game, bro. Like Persona 4 Golden. Let's see this. And Persona 4 Golden still to this day my favorite Persona game out of all those. It's on Steam, by the way, if you want to play it. So definitely get on that. But anyways, Azid, anything else you want to say to the people? It's been great. It's been great having you on. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. This has been fun. It very eye-opening. I'm not gonna lie to you, man.
Respectful. Thank you. No, I enjoyed this as well. So man, I appreciate it. All I gotta say about Persona 3, I love your story, but you didn't make it like Persona 5.
Damn.
That's not a bad thing, but I really wish. I don't know if this is a feature. I'm just not that in depth in the story, maybe because I'm like 39 hours in, like off of just Tartarus. But if I can't be able to switch out some of my party members mid-fight like I was in 5.
Oh yeah, that's
it's gonna be stressful. Whatever this final. I played on merciless mode, so this gonna be stressful with a final boss. So please, I need something.
I think you know what I do wish. I understand this is a remake of an old game. You could have changed the mechanics to make it more like Persona 5 a little bit. Like I'm just saying, like you could, like I understand this is how it was like. Yo, you know what's crazy? The original Persona 3 was even like crazier than this Persona 3 because the original Persona 3 you couldn't pick which creature you want to fight. It like auto does it. So like you don't even know if you're hitting like the creature with like a good move or anything in the original. Yes, bro.
You're talking about the party members.
Yeah, with the party members, because you know how like each like creature has like a weakness to whatever move you got.
Yeah.
Sometimes you try to hit it with a move and then it just randomly switches to the other creature. I'm like, bruh, come on, man. Like it was man. Don't get me started on the original Personas, bro. They were ass, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. They were.
I'm glad. I hope 1 and 2 get a remake. I think 2 getting a remake and 1 is getting a remaster. Nah, both need remakes. Both.
Bro, this is how stupid JRPGs are sometimes. There's 2 Persona 2s.
Yeah. Innocent Punishment. I mean, Innocent Sin and Eternal Punishment.
Something like that. Yeah. I was like, bro, so it's like they're like, oh, we gonna remake Persona 2. Which one, bro? Are you gonna combine them?
They never confirmed that either.
They never confirmed, bro.
They never confirmed it.
Bro, I swear. Okay, like Atlas, I love you. You make great games, but bro, you guys need it. You guys always can improve, man. That's all I gotta say.
Atlas, I'm gonna say this: if the story, I like Persona, and I'm not. You guys are doing your thing with all the games that you guys make, but if you make the first 3 technically Persona games as complex as y'all made it and as random as y'all made it originally, it's not gonna sell, bro.
No, I'm being honest. I mean, and you know what? Also, take breaks in between, bro. Yeah. Shin Megami Tensei 5 was great. Keep that. Keep doing that, bro. Shin Megami Tensei 5, you know, keep making those games until you fix your Persona problem, bro. That's all I gotta say, man. Like,
No, because I had to watch like a 40-minute video for 3 videos. It's like 40 minutes, different days, because the complexity that's within Persona 1, 2, and 2.2 is crazy. Like it's all over the place with story.
Like, bro, I need a manual to know what the fuck's going on. Like, what is happening, man? Like,
they got time travel. They got different dimensions. They got like you make a rumor, the rumor becomes true, and then you got the person you got to go up to make a rumor for. I'm like, bro, you're BSing me. I ain't gonna lie.
No, I'm like, no wonder you made Persona 3's like gameplay and story so like linear. You know, like it makes sense why you went back to basics, bro. Because that bullshit you're making in 1 and 2 and 2.2, what the fuck was happening, bro?
I will say this. What is it? I think the first or either the second one is where they officially confirmed that the heroes completely lost. I think in one of the universes, I'm being dead. I think they lost within like the first hour of the game. The first universe, I think, is completely destroyed, and they gotta fix something, and they just stay in a whole nother universe, bro. I'm like, what? So they confirmed this was not strong enough. They just wasn't good.
Oh my god!
I was like, what?
And this is why I love platinum games.
Yes.
This is why I prefer platinum. Nah, I'm just kidding, Atlas. You make good games, but come on, man.
Atlas, come on, man. Does, though.
Anyways, yo, Azid, plug up your stuff, man. Where can they find you?
Okay, so you guys can find me on YouTube and TikTok as well as Instagram. And all you gotta do is type in AZID ENZE. So Azid NZ. That's my name. That's I'm on every platform. TikTok, all together, AZID ENZE. And then on Instagram, the same thing, but just put a 0. All lowercase for Instagram. Yeah. And then YouTube, AZID, put a little dash, ENZE. And you're gonna find me. Azid NZ, bro. I do all types of anime content.
Bet, man. And I'm gonna try to put all of his links down in the description below. For sure, so you guys can follow him up, man. And anyways, yo, thank you guys all for watching. Of course, always check out Azid stuff, all my old stuff. Please leave a like, comments, and subscribe. And you know what? Comment down below. What is your favorite JRPG? For sure. And also, which Persona game is your favorite Persona? Because everyone got different answers. I'm not gonna lie to you. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching. I'm gonna catch you guys later. See you.